Hi there, this is Mr. Bedford here, and just having a look at 11b question 4a. And the purpose of this one is to try and address the question about what it meant by saying above or below in the answer. So you're asked what angle this vector makes with the positive x-axis. So if I just choose a point to start from and just sketch out what this vector looks like. So from my start point, I go along by 3 for this part, and then I go up by 4 for this bit. So here we go. In goes my angle like this. Remember, this is where I started from, and so this is the angle I'm interested in. I know that this was length 3 and this was length 4, so I go through some trigonometry and I find that the tan of this angle here, let's call that theta, is equal to opposite over adjacent. So that should give me the value of a theta being equal to, wait, will I grab a calculator out? Oh, there we go. Shift tan, open brackets, 4 over 3, close the brackets, 53.130 ... And you can see that this one is occurring above the axis. This particular angle here occurs above this one here. So when I write the answer out, I'll just write it as 53 points rounded to 1 decimal place, 1 degrees, and it's above the x-axis. And that was all rounded to 1 decimal place. Now, had this vector been slightly different, imagine it had said, say for argument 3i minus 4j, then I would have started at a point. I would have gone along by 3, I would have gone down by 4, like so. I then would have had this angle in here that I was interested in finding. The same bit of trig would have gone through there. Tan of theta was equal to 4 over 3 again, so this angle would have become 53.130, etc. But then when I wanted to say what the value of a theta here was now, I would say this was the 53.1 degrees, but this time, can't write 53 apparently, so 53.1 degrees, but this time it occurs below the axis, below the positive x1, because this is where the positive x is. In other questions, they might say do it to, well they do later on, do it to the y-axis. So when you're saying it to the y-axis, again think of your start point being here, your vectors being sketched out, either going across or to left, up or down. And then you want to try and say, let's just make it up, say I've gone across by something, I've gone down by a vector. This time I'd want to know this angle here. So if I just drew in the rest of my vector there, say that was, I'm going across by 3, going down by 4. So this would have been 3i minus 4j. Trigonometry would give this angle as being 53.1, etc. But now I'd want to know this angle here, and I would say that was going to the right of the, so it's not the y-axis, it's the j-axis. And likewise, if I've got enough room, I might just do. I could do the same thing if I said to the left now. I would have just gone along by 3 and down by 4. Let's just call that vector there. Go left by 3, go down by 4. So trigonometry would still give that to be about 53.1 degrees, but if I wanted it with reference to the vertical vector or to the j vector, then I'd want to add in this 90 degrees here. So when I'm measuring this angle, I would say that was going to the left and this was going to the right. This was going below the x-axis and this was going above the x-axis. Right, I hope that answers the questions of above and below.